Thanks for listening. My name is Charisse. I'm a licensed property and casualty professional with over 25 years' experience in the insurance industry. I'm also a state-certified continuing education instructor. Just a reminder, while I am a licensed property and casualty professional, I am not an attorney. Everything shared in this episode is for informational and educational purposes only. Every situation is unique, and laws and insurance policies vary by state and circumstance. For advice specific to your situation, please consult a qualified attorney or licensed insurance professional. Tune in every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for real-life claim stories, expert insights, and practical tips to help you better understand how property insurance really works before disaster strikes. Whether you're a homeowner, renter, condo or townhome owner, or landlord, we've got you covered. My next episode starts now. Welcome to today's episode. We're going to take a quick look at one of the biggest decisions any homeowner might have to make: how to choose the right roofer for your home. A roof is your home's first line of defense, but when it gets damaged, especially after a storm, choosing who to trust with repairs or replacement can feel overwhelming. Choosing the wrong roofer can lead to more damage, wasted money, and major headaches. To help us navigate the do's and don'ts, I've invited Ryan Brooks with over 20 years in the industry. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here and talk all things roofing. Maybe not the flashiest part of the house, but definitely one of the most important.
Let's dive right in. Most people think roofing is just about shingles, but as you and I know, there's a lot more to it than that. If someone realizes their roof needs work, what should be the very first step?
The most important thing is not to panic or rush into a decision. After a big storm, it's common for homeowners to get tons of offers: door-to-door roofers, phone calls, even flyers promising fast fixes. My best advice is to take a breath and do your homework. Make sure anyone you consider hiring is a legitimate, licensed, and an insured roofer. Check their reputation, look for reviews, ask for references, and always ask to see proof of insurance and proper licensing. If they hesitate or can't provide these, that's your first red flag.
That's such an important reminder. When your home's been hit by a storm, emotions run high, and that's when mistakes happen. What would you say are the biggest red flags homeowners should watch out for when choosing a roofer?
There are a few, but the top 3 I see most often are these. First, anyone asking for full payment up front. A reputable roofer may ask for a deposit to cover materials, usually around 10 to 30%, but never the whole amount before the job begins. If someone wants everything before they even show up with tools, that's a huge warning sign. Second, be wary of storm chasers. These are out-of-town crews who appear after bad weather, do quick jobs, sometimes poorly, and disappear before any issues can be addressed. Always make sure the roofer has a local presence and established references in your community. Third, watch out for anyone using high-pressure tactics. If a roofer tells you that you have to sign a contract immediately to get a special price, that's a trick. Good roofers want you to feel confident, not rushed.
Absolutely. Pressure might get someone to sign, but it doesn't build trust. Let's talk about the estimate process. This is such an important part of the process. What should homeowners look for in a proper roofing estimate?
A detailed estimate is key. Homeowners often compare bids just by looking at the bottom line, but it's really what's included in that number that matters. Each estimate should clearly specify the type, brand, and grade of material being used, the shingles, underlayment, and any additional components like ice and water shield. It should also list details about ventilation systems, including ridge or soffit vents. Proper ventilation prolongs the life of your roof and can even affect your home's energy efficiency.
Is it safe to say, if something isn't specifically written down in the estimate, homeowners can't assume it's being covered?
Exactly right. If it isn't spelled out in detail, don't assume it's part of the job. Also, pay attention to what the estimate says about tearing off old materials, hauling away debris, and fixing bad wood underneath. Sometimes a job might involve removing 2 or even 3 old layers, and every one of those will affect labor and disposal costs. Make sure the estimate addresses how rotten decking or structural repairs are handled. ideally with a per-sheet cost for any unexpected work.
These are the technical questions most homeowners wouldn't even realize to ask. Are there any other key elements people should check before making a decision?
Absolutely. Warranty information is a big one. There are typically two warranties involved. The manufacturer's warranty, which covers defects in the roofing materials themselves, and the workmanship warranty from the installer, which covers how the roof was put on. It's critical to know exactly what's included, how long they last, and what voids a warranty. Don't be shy about asking for all of this in writing. And of course, ask about cleanup. Where will the dumpster go? How will landscaping be protected? And does the crew do a final sweep for nails and debris?
No one wants to discover nails in their driveway weeks after the roofer leaves. What about the project timeline? Is that something the estimate should cover?
Definitely. The estimate or contract should have clear start and finish times, plus a plan for handling weather delays. How many crew members will be on site each day? What are the expected working hours? And what happens if rain interrupts the job? Good communication about the schedule helps everyone know what to expect.
Now, since we're on property talk, you know I have to ask, what about insurance claims? If a roof is damaged in a storm, how does choosing the right roofer affect that process?
It makes a huge difference. A roofer experienced with insurance claims can help you gather the documentation your adjuster will need, ensure the estimate is comprehensive, and even meet with the adjuster if questions arise. The last thing you want is someone who isn't experienced with insurance, claims missing hidden damage, or using the wrong codes, which could result in you getting less money or facing delays.
Sometimes, though, homeowners are just dealing with an old roof, no storm needed. What's your advice for those folks, especially if they're paying out of pocket?
It all comes down to value over price. Ask about upgrades like more durable shingles or advanced ventilation options that could make your investment last longer. Also, talk about the whole roof system, not just the shingle layer. This means underlayment, flashing gutters, and overall ventilation. Bottom line, a great install is about much more than materials alone.
Before we wrap up, can you give us your top 3 tips for anyone searching for a reputable roofer today?
Sure thing. My quick list would be, first, verify everything. License, insurance, and reviews from real customers. Second, get every detail in writing, from the estimate to the cleanup to the warranties. And third, look for a roofer who teaches you about your options and answers your questions, instead of just trying to close the deal fast. If they care enough to educate you, they'll likely care enough to do the job right.
Fantastic advice. You've made the whole process seem a lot less intimidating. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your expertise.
Thanks for having me. Remember, your roof protects everything under it, so take your time, choose wisely, and make sure you feel confident in your decision.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Whether you're facing roof repairs from a storm or planning an upgrade for peace of mind, I hope you feel a little better prepared. Until next time, stay smart, stay protected, and stay insured.